you want to redo it or do it on anyone else in the household, or anything like that. So, oh, hang on now, oh no. Right, so I'm going to, we'll make a start, I think. Everyone I'll just double check no one's struggling to get on. Okay.
Finally.
So I'm gonna, I'll mute you all. Actually, if you all just mute yourself, I will check in a sec. And you can all see me clearly, you can see the bed. Yeah. So you're gonna want to, I'll just, before I turn you all to mute, this is the position I'm gonna be in. So I think you can see me.
Am I muted?
No, I'm gonna mute you in a second, just in case you've got any questions, Mother. So this is, you can all see me clearly, yeah? I'll talk you through a half-hour routine, and you can do it obviously on the person, and then you can switch, or the other person can get it twice. But it will be on mute. At any time there's any problems with sound or vision, come off mute and speak up, but hopefully we should be all right. The thing to remember is that obviously everyone is different, so no. It's got the, that's got my, you can't, it's got my microphone on. That everyone's different, so some people might have injuries or sensitivities on their body, so if they do, obviously we'll be kind. It's not a time to take out revenge for all the things you end up. I'll leave that to you. We'll have it on mute so I can't hear the screams. And some stretches, you know, can be more intense for some people. So it's a case of just easing into it and being mindful, but that the person receiving the massage should feedback if it's too much or too little. But they're going to be they're going to breathe and be grateful for a lovely massage done with love and tenderness. And I thought I'd put my Chang, this is from Thailand, so I thought I'd be, this is probably, gosh, I mean, that was when, this is 15 years old, it was Chang t-shirt, happy times in Thailand. And also these leggings were from Thailand, from a market, which one of my students who went and bought them back for me, so that was very kind. So there you go, we're having a nice Thai day today, and the sun's shining, so we can kind of think we're maybe on holiday. Let me put you all on mute now. Okay, so we should be back in the room. We'll make a start without further ado. Thank you for joining us. The person's going to lie down and relax that you're massaging, and their legs are separated so that you're kneeling between them. So the first thing I should say is just for those giving the massage, actually you need to have a little bit of suppleness in the legs. You have to be quite able to kneel. So if you can't, just find a way, come cross-legged, or just do your best. You could kneel up, you could even sit on your bottom and just adapt it to you. But ideally you're kneeling because it gives you a bit more upright spine. The person massage you also, you're only doing half an hour, you're not doing days of it, so you also want to make sure that you're nice and relaxed. Just a little bit of history. Thai massage is thousands of years old, and sometimes it's described as lazy man's yoga or lazy person's yoga because we're doing stretches, we're going to manipulate, we're working on energy lines. It's a therapeutic massage, works on the body but also on releasing energy through the body. In yoga we call it prana, in China they call it qi, and they call it sen lines and energy in Thailand. So we're going to try and keep our arms straight, and we're going to start on the feet. So we call this saying hello to the feet. So your fingers are pointing outwards, their feet are pointing outwards, and you're just going to slowly rock, arms straight, and kind of rock from side to side, pushing down a little bit into the arch. And again, some people have quite open hips. Jim's got quite open hips, so his feet can come right down, some people less so. Okay. And then we'll spend a few moments here, because most people like the feet. If the person doesn't like the feet, you could skip any of these bits, but, you know, foot massage is one of the most wonderful things for me, anyway. And then we're going to use our thumbs, so you can just press your thumbs into the arch, so just a little bit into the arch. We'll just move up the arch of the foot, just gently, but with enough pressure so they can feel it. You can always look at their face, see if they're lips starting to twitch. And then we can just move into the sole of the foot a little bit, pressing the fingers on the top of the foot and the thumb into the base of the foot. And we'll just spend a few moments here. And you can see I'm kind of rocking. I'm just giving Thai massages, honestly, you know, because it's actually it's hard work, but actually it's quite therapeutic in a way. Because it's kind of you're concentrating as well. Lovely. So now we're going to go back to that hand. So palm of the hand. And then we're going to move up the legs, saying hello to the legs. So keep rocking. Take your hands so that the fingers point in and just press it down onto the heel. And then we'll move up the leg, just on the inside of the shin, so not on the bone, inside of the shin, fingers in and just pressing down and in a little bit. You know, you don't have to be too precise with these things, just kind of like moving into the muscle. And then we'll take our hands over the knees. So cup the knees, don't press down. You're pressing your fingers around the kneecaps, and then just some gentle circles one way, which is a bit weird. Which is always a very weird sensation when I get one. But, you know, it's only because we're so sensitive about our knees, but you shouldn't be putting any pressure on the kneecap as such. It's more the muscles around it. Okay, and then we're going to turn our palms out and kneel up if you're not already. And then press down on the thigh and out a little. And kind of, again, straight arms and rocking side to side. Now, as you get nearer the top, if you're working on a female, this is easier because we know there's not going to be anything in the way that could make them hit the roof. And if you've got a male, just make sure they're, you know what I mean. I don't really have to say any more, do I? You're not going to hurt them. And then we rock down again. So again, Kim's quite tight in the muscles, so I can sense his breathing's becoming a little faster. His teeth are getting gripped because these quadricep muscles can be quite tight as well. And then we'll come down and take your hands onto their knees again. Take a couple of circles one way and a couple of circles the other way. Fingers point in, down through the calves. And again, calves can be quite tight, but this shouldn't be too intense. Onto the heels, and then we'll move around. Now, there's like, you could do easily 2 hours of Thai massage, but obviously we're just doing a half-hour routine. So I'm going to focus mainly on the hips. We'll do a little bit of shoulders and the head, because most people really love that. Okay, so we're going to bend. We'll start on your left. So when I'm saying left or right, I'm talking about the giver of the massage, otherwise it gets really complicated. So my left, I'm going to bend the leg, take the foot in towards the knee. So this is tree pose for those who do yoga, kind of. So that the leg is out to the side. Now I'm going to come up, take my left foot over, and I'm going to place, actually I'm going to take my right foot over. This will give me a bit more access. Right foot over. Right hand comes onto the top of their right quad, and the left hand onto the inside of the knee. I'm just going to rock side to side. And Jim's quite open in the hips, so there's not a lot of movement, but if their knee's quite far up, up onto the inner thigh, so you're kind of moving up and down the inner thigh, just giving a little rock. This is opening for the hips. Lovely. And you're moving that right hand a little bit as well, if that's okay for the person. Wonderful. And then I'm going to come and kneel down, and I'm going to work on their calf. So this is where some people hit the roof. So I'm just going to take my fingers and take them in towards the calf muscle and just give a gentle massage. Too much, Jim? A little? No, you can take it. Or you twitching? So usually there's a point on this calf muscle, which everyone has, which can be quite intense, shall we say. So just give a little bit of gentle massage up and down that calf muscle. Wonderful. Okay. And then I'm going to bring his knee up. Okay, so I'm going to now straddle the foot with my knees, push on the knee, and then push the ankle so it's close to them, shuffle up. So you can pin their ankle, their foot with your knees, and then we're going to work on the quadriceps. So clasp your hands like this, and we're going to just start by taking a few little jiggles. Keep your elbows in, your back straight, and give it a little bit of jiggle. Now I'm going to use my chest to keep his leg from flopping around. So you kind of up and down, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And then I'm going to do the nutcracker. So keep the hands as they are, elbows in and squeeze, and move the flesh in and then up. So you're kind of squeezing the thigh flesh between your hands. Lovely. And then we'll come back, come to sit. Keep the hands as they are, take them just on the knee. Again, elbows in, and I'm going to lean back. Now squeeze your belly so that you're nice and engaged, and lean and try to lift up the lower back. This is one of my favourite moves. Let the person needs to relax, so they're not helping you. So you're lifting up their sacrum. And then down a little bit, and then lift. And down, one more, lift. And then up again, and up, and release. Lovely. Shuffle back a touch, just a few inches, and then move so you have some space for this calf again. And again, we'll just get into the calf muscle. It's a tickle spot, and it can be, yeah, quite an intense area. This is where the massage therapists really get some enjoyment, like watch everyone squirm, the power. No, honestly, not. That's not true. We practice non-violence in yoga, ahimsa. Honest, we do. Lovely. And then we'll just take our fingers like this, so kind of like curling them in and lean back. Sorry, that's evil laugh. Oh. If it's any consolation, I always giggle even at paying customers. It's like maybe inwardly. And then, but remember, guys, remember people that they're going to have their revenge on you. So if you're reveling in the fact that these muscles can be a little tight and ticklish, then you're gonna regret it. Okay, so now we're going to do a few stretches. So I'm going to take my left hand, place it onto the knee and lift it up, come to kneel, and then my left foot comes forward, and his foot comes into sort of the crease of my trouser, the upper crease of my hip. Left hand onto just below the knee, right hand onto the top of the right, on the right thigh, and then I'm going to lean in. So this is a stretch for his hamstring and hip, so just be careful. And then we ease off, and then push forwards, and down and back. 2 more. Encourage them to breathe. Breathe deeply. Relax. Lovely. Keep the leg where it is, and then move it in towards the middle a little bit. Change hands. Right hand comes on, and your left, the heel of the hand is we're gonna massage this hamstring. So you're gonna push down, and as you do, the left heel of your hand massages into the back of their thigh. So you can move right up towards the buttock and the crease of the hamstrings, which is at the lower end of the pelvis, and up. I'll just do that a few times. Okay. And now we'll do a similar thing, but we're going to do it for the inner thighs, the adductors. So your foot moves out there, leg flops out towards your left. Right hand again on their right thigh, left heel of hand on the inside of the inner leg, the inner thigh, and you're going to rock one way and back. So obviously I felt some tension, some resistance. So where you feel the resistance, then don't go too far. Yeah. And then just, you know, I guess it's always best to go a little less than, and then you can always add a little more intensity, but you know, no pain, no gain. Lovely, and it's all for charity. It's all for charity. So you know, that's all you can say. Any injuries, it's for charity. Lovely, and coming back to the centre. No, I'm not going to do that one. And then come back, okay? And just straighten the leg, and I can relax the legs down. We're going to do the other leg. So bend the knee. The right side, right foot next to the knee. Left foot comes over. And we're going to take the left hand on the upper edge of the right. And again, we're going to move up and down the leg. So you're kind of like pushing a little bit into the inner thigh at the same time, massaging and opening the hips. Lovely. Remember, if you've got this on replay and you wanted to spend longer doing some of these moves, obviously you can later. And then we're going to come down, bring that knee up, bring my knees so that they're by the ankle, and push the foot close to the bum. Crisscross your fingers, interlace the fingers, and we'll start by using your chest to secure the knee. Give it a little jiggle. Up and down. Lovely. And then we'll do the nutcracker. So squeeze the flesh in and up, and just move up and down the thigh. Jim, I don't even think you know what Ujjayi breathing is, but you're very good at it. Which is like, okay, so, and then you crisscross hands again, up near the knee, lean back and lift. So it's quite hard work for the hip, especially because there's a weight differential, but use your body weight, not just your arms, and then down, and again, up and back. And one more, down towards the crease, lift up, and then back. And close to the knee, pull back and up. Wonderful. Okay. Right hand comes onto the knee and push, actually no, let's do the shins before. So move back a little bit so you have access to this calf muscle, and then enjoy, just jiggle it about, just get some movement. This is not an area that I am very tense in, but I know most people are. So they're going to breathe less. Okay, lovely. Take your right hand onto the knee, lift up, and then you're going to bring the right foot up, and this foot is going to come into my right crease of the hip. Left hand comes onto their thigh, and then I'm going to lean in to stretch that knee over towards the right side and up. We'll do that another 3 times. So I'm just rocking into it. You can usually feel where it's not going to go any further, or you feel them tense, or you can like mind read them silently cursing you. And then bring the leg back to the center. Wonderful. Change hands. Left hand onto the knee. Remember that heel of the hand is coming to massage the back of the hamstring. So pushing down, right hand. You can usually tell as well, like this leg, it seems like this hamstring's a little bit more, not as supple as the other side. So those of us who practice yoga usually know we have a side that's a bit tighter, but if you don't, it's not usually so obvious just in normal life, or even normal sports actually. Wonderful. And then that one to the side. So take the leg out towards your right, left hand onto the top of the thigh, right hand comes to the inner knee and rock over and back. And then just take that heel of the hand up the inner thigh. So usually this muscle here, the adductors, is quite firm, shall we say. And can feel almost a bit like a bone for many of us. Lovely, well done. And then we're going to release. That's all I did on that side, wasn't it? Yeah. And come back to the centre. I think we'll do a little bit of shoulder and head work. I'm just trying to think of the best ones to do. Yeah, so actually we're going to come up. I'm going to come to stand and grab their feet. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull a little bit. So I'm rocking back, just stretching their back out. And let's do this. Let's do the bus driver for a bit of fun. So I'm going to bend their knees, don't break them, or they can bend them themselves. And then just going to swirl them round like this. So this is called riding the bus, driving the bus. So you can't really go too wrong. Just kind of like move one knee to one side and the other one. Lovely. And then I'm not going to show you yet because I know we'll have different hips. So come to cross-legged and come up to sit. I can give my friend a hand. They're going to come sit cross-legged. We'll do a little bit of shoulder work because most of us could benefit from that. So here I'm going to take my knees into the shoulder blades just so that they can sit up straight. Heels of my hands come in and the fingers are out. So you're aiming for this squidgy bit between the neck and the shoulder. And then I'm going to, again, arms straight if I can, rock side to side. And just take my hands and give that muscle a little massage. So most people are quite tight here. And this feels usually quite nice. Does it feel nice, Jim? Yeah, you can't speak.
Yes, it feels nice.
Permission to speak granted. You can take your thumbs and get a little deeper. So there's usually, again, a few points here that nearly all of us have. Yeah, where we go. It's kind of that, we can just like take our thumbs in. If you've got nails, just be careful. And it's usually a grateful pain spot. Grateful pain, so that's wrong, but you know what I mean. It's kind of that spot where that when someone gets it, a massage therapist or someone who's giving you a neck massage, you go, woo, and then you go, don't stop. It's like that hurts good spot. Am I right, Jim? Lovely. Okay, we'll give them a quick stretch here as well. So take your hands behind your head. You're under a rest. And elbows to the side. So be careful with shoulder injuries here and don't go too far because it can be quite tight on some people. You're going to take your hands underneath their triceps, so just above their armpits. Let's hope they've washed. Knees into the back. Lift them a little bit. Lift up. Push your knees in and stretch them open into the chest. And then release. We'll do that 2 more times. Knees in, lean back, open. And release 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Release your arms. Stretch your legs out in front of you. So I'm now going to come behind him and take my feet onto his back. I'll support myself. Now I know Jim's quite tight in the legs on his hamstring, so he's not going to go very far. Those who are more supple might be able to fold into or anywhere in between. So I'm going to just walk my feet either side of the spine, up and down. I'm putting some gentle pressure on, so that should be stretching your hamstrings, Jim. Yeah, if it's too much, they can bend their knees. But the idea is to get a little stretch into the hamstrings and to get a back massage as well. In a full-time massage session, we'll be doing the whole body. So there'll be loads on the legs, loads on the feet, loads on the back, shoulders as well. So this is just really a taster. We use all our body parts to save our hands mainly, as much as anything. And you can get a little bit deeper in with the heels sometimes. Okay, so. Right, so lovely. I'm going to get you to lie down. So now you're going to sit at the head of your partner, and they're going to lie down. And we're going to finish with some shoulder, neck, and face moves, because usually everyone loves this. So I'm going to start by taking my hands onto the outer shoulder, onto the shoulders and the chest. So kind of, again, not on the bony bit, not on the collarbones, but on the bit that's pushing down on the top of the shoulders. And then I'm going to push down with one and then the other. So I just kind of, if you think about when we move, think of like a cat, how the cat paws. It's kind of like that motion. And it should feel nice. If you've ever been in yoga class and their teacher sometimes comes around at the end and just gives you a gentle push down on the shoulders. And then you can move onto the chest, taking your hands, so again, fingers are out, watching out for not being on the collarbones, just underneath. And then again, a gentle press down. And this encourages them to relax the shoulders down. Most of us, we tend to punch and feel pressure. Wonderful. So again, we'll move on to the shoulders. We can take our thumbs and get a little deeper. That hit the spot. So find this that fleshy bit between the neck and the bony bit of the shoulders, and just a few little pads. You can take it gentle to start with if they are starting to tense up. Or you can feel like a jump. You might have gone a little far. Is that a bit too much for you, sir? Yeah, a little less? Okay. Would you like to move on to the complimentary head massage? Yeah. Okay, wonderful. And then we'll take our hands and place them underneath the back of the head. Okay, and you're going to just lift their head or ask them to. Your fingers are coming underneath the base of their skull, and then they're just going to go heavy. So be careful, no pulling the neck off now. This is not a time for revenge. And then pull back gently. So you're lengthening the back of the neck and should feel quite nice. And then I'm going to gently move my hands towards the crown of his head, up, 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 up. So that length in the neck continues, and then place it down. Lovely. Now we're going to freestyle it a little bit. So just kind of taking our hands, we can take them like this onto the forehead, and kind of just separate the hands and just massaging into the brow. It's quite nice just to move the fingers and thumbs outwards, just takes away any furrows and creases. And then we can come towards the temples and the temples at the side of the eyes, and just gently massage around that space, and then keep going down to the jaw. That's your tickle spot. That is not normal to have a tickle spot in the jaw. Most people aren't going to be giggling at the jaw, but for some reason, you've obviously got a blockage in your jaw, Jim. It means you can't speak your truth. Have to work on the throat chakra for you. Obviously, if your own amusement, just go over where they're giggly, or if you want to be more professional, then you can move on to another part. So you could like massage their cheeks. It's quite nice, the hair. So we kind of like when you go to the hairdressers and they say, well, when we could, and they say, would you like a complimentary head massage? You go, has anyone ever said no? Just do that. So it's kind of like just as if you're shampooing the hair. You can put quite a bit of pressure down into the hair. It should feel nice, stimulates the scalp. And it's very relaxing for most people. Again, you might find a tickle spot you didn't know existed. Lovely. Is that tickly as well?
For my hair.
And then we can finish. We can just take our little finger and thumbs on the. Don't laugh. It's nice. Relax, breathe, and just do some gentle, like kind of little flicking movements on their earlobes and up the ears. The ears have got a lot of sensitive energy points in them. You're obviously very sensitive to energy, Jim. Who knew? I just thought you were rude. Stop it. You can't. I'm demonstrating. I've got to demonstrate. And actually, laughter yoga. I think you should do a laughter yoga charity thing because he's got an infectious laugh. Okay. Then we can finish and take your hands onto their shoulders and then just close your eyes for a moment and just send some well wishes to that person. And we'll thank each other for the massage. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's just have a quick look before we change sides, see how you're getting on. Everyone still with me? All right. Yeah. Did we discover any tickle points that we didn't know that person had? You say this is all a journey of self-discovery. So now I have to do it again. Okay. So switch over. I'll give you a few moments. Switch sides. I know you should always choose to go first, giving the massage, because kind of like, oh no, I have to do something. All right. Okay. I realised who you look like. Jim Royal. Sometimes you look like Jim Royal. And your name is Royal. The more this lockdown's going on, the more Jim's looking like Jim Royal. I actually really like Ricky Tomlinson, but not in that way. Okay. Right, so are we ready? Cool. So we start at the feet. Could you just put up just a couple of inches, Jim? Thank you. There's the pillows there. Okay. So again, we're going to just take a moment to take your hands, fingers out, and the heels of your hands and the palms down, in towards the arches, and just rock. So again, think like a nice cat who's, you can sway a little bit. It's quite a bit meditative. Very nice about swaying side to side, but if it goes on too long, probably people think you're going crazy. It feels nice, it's very comforting. Okay, wonderful. So you can apply quite a bit of pressure down, feet aren't, most areas of the body can take a little bit of pressure. I guess Thai massage is kind of known for can be quite brutal. I've definitely had massages in Thailand that have been too much, but it shouldn't be painful, but you should know about it, because afterwards you should feel good. And sometimes you need to have that little bit of connection to the bits that are sensitive, and working into any tightness, but it shouldn't hurt, shouldn't be pain as such. Okay, thumbs again into the arch of the foot. So again, use your thumbs, but be careful, not to go too deep or to hurt your own joints. Move up the arch of the foot, right up to the ball of the big toe. You can use your top of your hand just to squeeze a little bit onto the top, just to give some pressure. moving up and down, down towards the heel again, and then we can just freestyle a little bit into the sole of the foot. So feet can be quite ticklish. Who knew that a jaw could be ticklish and not a foot? But usually when you're applying like firm pressure, it's less ticklish. It's when you're doing the tickle that makes it a little bit more tickly. Okay, lovely. And then back to that rocking with the hands. You're going to move up the legs. So turn your palms in, fingers in, and then press down on the heel, one heel and then the other. And then moving up the calf. So fingers in, pushing into that muscle on the inner thigh, inner calf, sorry, not on the shin. Just applying some pressure down and in, and then hands onto the knees, around the knees, not pushing down. So your fingertips come into the top of the bottom of the quadriceps and just circle around one way. And circle the other way. Lovely. And then coming up, taking the hands out, press down and out. So again, we're gonna just being careful at the top, particularly gents. For women, well, for gents, it's fine. These muscles here, the top of the hip flexors in front of the pelvis, really good ones to get a little bit of massage in, but they can be quite sensitive. So maybe a little less in the quadriceps, which can take a little bit more welly. And then coming down towards the knee. That's a spot there. And then fingers over the knees, so we don't press down on the knees, and circle around, circle one way, and circle the other way. And then moving down a bit more, fingers in, push down into the calves, inside the shin bones, until you come all the way down to the heels, and a little bit of pressure there, and then back to this, say hello to the feet, side to side. Wonderful. Okay, so again, it'll be my left. When I say left and right, it's mine. Take the left side knee and take it out to the side, placing the foot in towards the knee or wherever it comfortably fits. Right foot comes up and over. So I come into this lunge position. Again, just do your best if you're not able to lunge or kneel. Right hand comes onto the top of the right thigh and left hand on the inside. Again, not too near to the knee. So we're going to rock up that leg. And then down. We're putting some gentle pressure to open into the hip. But not so much that it hurts, because they should feel it in the hip joint, but also obviously the pressure, and there's a bit of massage going on the muscles of the inner thigh at the same time as opening into this joint. Lovely. And then we're going to come down and come to the calf muscle. So just taking your fingers and gently give that calf muscle a bit of a deeper massage, I know. Everyone at home will be doing the same. I'm pretty sure everyone's going like jump, jump, jump. There's usually a spot, if you find the inner knee for a bit of fun, there's usually a spot just the inner knee and then down a couple of inches and then just a little bit into the, yeah, there. It's, is it the popliteus, I think it's called, muscle? And it nearly always has a trigger point or a knot in there that feels sensitive. Put your glasses back, you'll skew it. And then move the knee up, move it up and bring your knees up. Okay, so you're pinning their ankle and their knees up towards the sky. Clasp your hands again and then take them around, elbows in. So you're trying to use not too much energy. So use your chest to keep them still And then we can take a few little jiggles to start with. So just jiggling the thigh muscle. Like this, up and down. And then we're gonna clasp hands. So squeeze the palms in. Lovely. And again, keep the hands in the same position. Hold on to the knee, lean back, keep an upright spine as you lean back, and see if you can lift their bum off the ground. Just relax your hands, please. Thank you. And down, and down a little bit more, and lean back. My arms are straight or straightish, so I'm using my body weight to lean back. And a little bit higher up, lift. And down, lift. And down, and one more. And down. Lovely. I'm going to shuffle back a few inches, push on the knee, bring the foot back, access to the dreaded calf. Head down. So this, I've identified an area of tightness, so I'm going to go a bit gentler for a harmonious household for the rest of the weekend. So I suggest you do the same if you haven't already fell out. And sure not, they're all having a lovely time. It is one of the downsides. If you do it with when you're massaging a stranger for money, then you know you kind of, it's accepted there'll be this like when it's a friend or family member, you might not be quite as sensitive. You might be. Push into the knee, lift up, come to kneel, and then I'm going to take my left foot out to the side. Foot comes into the crease of my leg. Left hand just onto the shin, and then my right hand onto the right thigh. And then I'm going to take a breath in, breath out. Again, find that spot where there's nowhere more to go. So we're opening into the hip, but more importantly, the hamstring on this one. So their right hamstring will be feeling stretched, the back of their leg. And that's a bit tighter for Jim than his hips. So you'll have, you know, it might be quite high. Some people their knee might be virtually onto the mat. We're all a little bit different. Lovely, and then bring the leg back. I'm going to change hands. Right hand comes onto the knee, left hand comes to this hamstring muscle, and as we lean in, we're going to push the heel of the hand into those muscles at the back of the leg. So you can apply quite a bit of pressure here, up and down. You can move a little bit side to side, just kind of explore. Getting some pressure down into those muscles. Lovely. Then we're going to have a go at that inner thigh muscle and the hip. So keeping the foot where it is, but the leg flops out towards the left. Now I'm going to take my left hand on the inside of the thigh and my right hand onto the top of the thigh, and then rock side to side. So we can kind of get some pressure down through the heel of that left hand, but also some stretch into the hip. Lovely, and then bringing it back to the center, and we'll release. And just let that leg, give it a little shake out and let it come down. This leg should be longer now. Do you feel longer on this side? Yes, so we have to even it out on the other side. So we're going to bend your right side, the leg, take the foot onto the floor. I'm going to come to kneel again, and take my left foot up and over into this lunge. Left hand comes onto the top of their thigh, right hand into the inner knee, and then again we're just kind of rocking up the leg. So, and you can get quite a bit of pressure on, but you know, it just depends. Some people's hips are very tight, and so this can be a bit too intense. You just have to be careful and ask for feedback with all these poses. Sometimes it's too late. Okay, and then come back, and then bring your knee up. Actually, you've had massages in Thailand, and they can be quite intense, can't they? How did you react? Did you just lie there and take it? Yeah. And then afterwards go, oh my God. So with the knees to the sky, you're going to pin the ankle with your knees, support, and then with your chest, hands come to clasp, and then do that jiggly thing. And so there's different styles of Thai massage as well, and obviously different approaches. So not all are really, really firm. Some are much more stretchy. Some are much more based on manipulation. I think it's the same with anything, because you get a different approach to the massage depending on who's doing it. And there's definitely a northern and southern Thailand approach to which is different than the school of massages. But then with anything, like I've had massages that have been absolutely lovely. The first time massage I ever had in Thailand, I was like skipping into the sunset, feeling like so wonderful. And then others where I felt like I'd been through a ringer, but the day after felt great. So hold on to the leg, right, at the top like this, clasped hands. And then you're going to do the nutcracker, so squeezing the thigh flesh in, up. And then come back, wonderful. And then we're going to lean back. So same position with the hands, lean back and then pull, lifting the lower back if you can a little bit off the floor. And then forwards and back. And again. We'll do a couple more, moving up the leg. And release. Shuffle back a few inches, push onto the knee, bring the foot so you have space for that calf muscle. And again, we'll just do a few jiggles. Sorry, this one's just as tight as the other one there. Yeah. Is that better? You said harder. Don't kick it. Right, we're on live telly. Okay, and then we'll stop that because it's going to end up in the you've been framed moment. Okay, so we'll take the right hand onto the knee and lift the leg, and then come to kneel. And then we'll take the right foot up to the side. The foot comes into the right crease of the trouser. Right hand onto the just below the knee. Left hand onto the right leg, on the straight leg, and then lean in. So you're lunging down, and then back, and then lunge down, so that it won't go any further, and then back. Two more. Lovely, and then come back to the center. That hamstring, so we're going to take the left hand, place it on the knee, bring the leg a little bit towards the middle. Heel of the right hand comes onto the inside and push down into that muscle. So up and down the leg, heel of the hand. Use your body weight again, so it's not just the hand that you're using, you're pushing the whole body, is giving that pressure. Wonderful. Okay, and then we'll take the leg to the side. So out to your right. Left hand again comes onto the top of their thigh. I'm going to take that little movement. So pushing down again, straight arm into the inner right thigh, into the adductor muscles. And up again. Lovely. And then we'll come back up. So bring the leg up and again, we'll shake them out a little bit. So we're going to come to stand. Grab hold of the feet, lift them up. And you just bring them in towards you and towards the front of your pelvis. And then lean back. So we're just going to move back and forwards, just creating a little bit of movement in that lower back. And then we'll bend the legs, doing the wheels of the bus. So bend the legs, okay? And then holding onto the ankles, just move the hips one way. Let's get some momentum going. We actually did have mental curry for tea. I think it is good. That's nice. Very good. Okay, so we're going to cross their legs and they're going to come up to sit. So I'll give them a hand. Usually I would pull, there's a way to pull, but it's a bit complicated, so I don't want to cut it quite simple today, I hope. And take the knees in towards their back. So they're sat cross-legged and sitting upright. So if they can sit cross-legged comfortably, you can always straighten the legs. Fingertips out, heel of the hands in towards that fleshy bit. And then again, we're going to rock sideways. Pushing down, making sure it's not on the bony bit. It's at that fleshy bit that's just between the neck and the shoulder and then a little bit back. So just kind of, again, this kind of cat motion. And then you can use the thumb. Again, as you see that tight spot, again, find that fleshy bit in the trapezius, this area, just at the lower base of the neck, between, you can just explore, kind of move around there a little bit. And obviously, you know, if you do replay this video, or you can always spend quite a lot of time on the neck and shoulders. One place that most of us hold quite a bit of attention, and it always feels good to massage for nearly all of us. Okay, so we'll do a stretch for the chest. Hands behind your head, please. So, okay, my knees are going to stay in, so I'm supporting the back. Hands come down to the triceps, so just above the armpits. Pull up a little bit, so it's not a stretch up as much, but it's just kind of encouraging length. Take a breath in, and a breath out. Then a breath in, I'm going to stretch back, and a breath out. And then a breath in, and a breath out. One more, breath in, and a breath out. Okay, and release. So I'm going to do your legs with you can either have the legs straight, the person, for this next stretch. Because I've done leg gym with legs straight, I'm going to do them with legs bent this time. But feel free, either the person who's receiving the massage can have straight or bent legs. So with bent legs, it's going to be more of a stretch into his. So you can reach your arms forward, Jim, and then I'm going to take my feet up and down the spine, not on the spine, up and down the side of the spine, on the muscles. So there's a little bit more give for Jim when he's got his legs bent because his hips are quite open. He's like a little Buddha. But the hamstrings are a little tighter, or a lot tighter. Okay, wonderful. And then we're gonna bring them to lie. So shut down. Move down a bit. So they're gonna lie down so that you're sat at their head.
No, really.
Relax your arms. Move your hands. That's not going to save you. Okay, so you're going to take the heels of your hands, fingers out again, and then just place them on that kind of a cup at the top of the shoulder, and then pushing down one and then the other. Sometimes it's like a few inches that they go down each time. Yeah, just moving side to side. And then we can move onto the front of the shoulder. Find that there's the muscle just in front of the shoulder and the pecs, the kind of the pectoral muscles just above the chest. And then again, push down. So you're encouraging them to relax their shoulders down to the ground and open through the chest. And then we can take our thumbs and place them and just kind of move into that shoulder area as we did when we were standing, but you can get a little bit more here, maybe. Too much? Okay, wonderful. And then we're going to take our hands and take your fingertips underneath the base of the skull. Let your head go heavy. I'm going to just hold it. And you should be able to feel the base of the skull. Hold on firmly to the head and then just give a gentle encouragement to lengthen. So you're pulling back to lengthen the back of the neck. So from this to this. And then pull the hands to the back of the head. So they kind of like, let your head be heavy until you can release and the head comes down. Create some length in the neck. And then again, we'll do this forehead area. So I like to have my hands like this and just the fingers move apart, the thumbs move apart. So we're just kind of massaging the forehead. You can use fingers, but it's quite nice just to, we've got limited time just to use this kind of technique, which almost feels like you're removing any furrows, any worries. Body and mind have obviously a really close connection in the body. You know, with has a lot of tension. So this area here between the eyebrows, when we're concentrating or frowning, when we massage it, feels quite nice because it reminds us to relax it. And then we're going to take the thumbs to the temples, again an area where we can sometimes get headaches. So it often feels quite nice to be massaged here. Just round and round, just gently. And then I'm not going to go down to the jaw because you know what happens there, but you can move down to the jaw. You didn't even just hit top of it. Even the thought of it's making me giggle. So move down to the jaw. Oh God, do less. What does that entail? Ooh. Strike as my model. It's nearly finished there. Okay, lovely. And then we'll give that complimentary head massage. So kind of moving into the hair. And this is where you can freestyle a little bit, just kind of as if you're giving them a shampoo, moving around the scalp, around the back, the front, the sides. Wonderful. And then either continue that or do the last little bit on the ears. So just like gentle finger and thumb, just flicking and massaging into the earlobes and then up the ears. Wonderful. And then we'll place our hands onto their chest and just gently, maybe close the eyes, and again, send some nice positive energy to that person. And again, we thank each other. Thank you. Thank you. How was that, sir? Very good. Okay, can we be paid now, please? Right, just gonna check how you guys are. Okay. So you could unmute yourself if you want to. How do you feel?
I've just been told off for not wearing any pants.
Sharing.
Yeah, too
Yeah, but
much
that is an
detail.
issue. When you replay it, make sure you get a better massage when your bits are out nicely tucked. I should have put that on the joining instructions. Yeah. That's just a bed.
I got told off for giving a builder's. It
Fabulous.
was a builder's massage.
I'm not going to ask. All right, this is a family show.
Excellent.
Come on, Paul, you've got to come in here. That was wonderful.